A very good morning to all of you, my new 11thers. Welcome to Module 8, if I'm not mistaken, in connection to Module 7, which you had heard last time, and we have already embarked on a beautiful poem, which was rich in auditory, visual, and a lot of other figure of speeches, auditory and visual imagery. And we've stopped at a very beautiful area when Sarojini Naidu is throwing up a lot of rhetorical questions to us in order to understand the importance of the lives given by our soldiers fighting on behalf of the different countries during the First World War. Nevertheless, the poem can be read as an anti-war poem that brings forward the tragic aspect of wars, the horrid image of the soldiers lying dead, in alien lands, and the blood-tainted meadows bring forward a picture that is hard to praise, actually. Mother India's lamentation for the loss of Indian soldiers is in the war can be seen as a reflection of every Indian mother lamenting the loss of a martyred son, isn't it? That's exactly why she said, "They were strewn like blossoms mown down by a chance." The poem as an entire piece, I feel, has a subtle flow in it, where Mother India herself proclaims proudly her gifts to the West. The first stanza, for example, introduces the various, the gifts that India has bestowed upon the world, where Indians fought and they gave their lives as martyrs upon the colonizers. Just because of them, we lost some of the best soldiers that India could preserve, which include both its, I feel, richest and the most importantly, the strongest people, which would have actually beautified the entire battalion of Indian soldiers. The second stanza further, if you recapitulate, further focuses on the wasteful state of the martyred Indian soldiers, and the third stanza talks, which is where we left, and talks of the grief those deaths have brought to the Indian families. And finally, the fourth stanza, which we are now going to embark upon, is a sort of appeal to honor the sacrifices of the Indian soldiers for the cause of the war. So the sad, glorious vision which I had been lecturing on the last module is a suggestion to the hope that the Indian soldiers would someday stop serving the British and wage a war against them to free themselves from their tyranny. The sad part of her vision is the loss of several lives in the war, whereas the glorious part is yet to come, which will ensure peace and harmony in the world. Finally, you see how Mother India urges Indians, and not only Indians, all the people in the world to, remember, recognize, and respect the contribution of Indian soldiers with love and peace, and she wants love and peace to take over hatred and cruelty. That's it. I think that's why she wrote, "When the former when the tumult of hatred shall cease." That's exactly what is the beginning of today's module. When the terror and tumult of hate shall cease, and life will be refashioned the anvils of peace. And your love shall offer memorial thanks to the comrades who fought in their dauntless ranks, and you will honor the deeds of the deathless ones. So I feel what she says is, when the terror and tumult is tension of hatred, the whole world is being consumed by hatred, children. Whatever problem you see around is not because of the pride and ego, it's because of hatred. People have stopped loving each other, and that's the problem today. So when terror and tumult of hatred shall cease, and life will come refashioned, life will be revived and rejuvenated on the foundations of peace. Anvil, children, the imagery anvil, it's an imagery of a blacksmith's shop. If you have ever seen how the blacksmith puts the molten red soft iron on a piece of a hard block of iron itself and beats it to give it its desired shape. So that block, that iron piece which is kept down, on which you keep the hot iron to beat it and to give it a shape, that's called anvil. You must have seen it in the shoe cobblers, in the cobbler's shop also, where they put the shoe on an iron piece, on an iron base, and they put the shoe and they start beating it with a hammer in order to stick it properly. That's an anvil. So that's a very strong foundation. That's the reason why the word anvil has been used here, just in order to show it's a strong foundation. So when life is going to be rejuvenated on strong foundations of peace, that's what the line reads. That is when your love, you with your love will offer what? Memorable gratitude. Gratitude which will be remembered. And to whom? To the comrades who had fought in their dauntless ranks. The comrades who had fought in those ranks and designations and positions wherein they were fearless, dauntless. So there's a piece of transferred epithet, children, here. There's a piece of transferred epithet where the word dauntless has been adjective has been shifted from its original place to other. It's a very beautiful figure of speech called transferred epithet, where the adjective or epithet is transferred from its real position to some other position. So let me end it right now. We'll continue it in the next module exactly from this line, and I'll be able to tell you a little more about the figure of speech here. So till then, stay connected. Thanks.